It's a new start for News 30, and there's a whole new crew that's helping bring your local cable access for the city of Shawnee. I'm Lindsay Skinner.
And I'm Hannah Morris, and we will be your lead anchors for this semester. Alongside us tonight, there is Tiami Cortez for weather and Abby Click with sports.
Also, we have 3 reporters who you may see around the Shawnee area. Kylie Ann Parker showing your local arts and entertainment, Jake Nelson, Nicole Smith, and Jordan Hunt reporting out on the field in local Shawnee.
Additionally, there is an entire crew working here in the studio and in the control room tonight.
And our director for this semester is Tanner Messer, and our producer is Katie Gilbert.
We are excited for this semester and want to remind you that we will be on air Thursday nights at 6:30 as your new news cable access channel. You can also watch live at www.shawneeok.org/cityconnect.
September is recognized across the United States as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Reporter Jordan Hunt has more.
Each year in the U.S., approximately 15,780 children under the age of 21 are diagnosed with cancer. About 1/4 of those children will not survive the disease. Childhood Cancer Awareness Month's purpose is to raise awareness and educate those unaffected by cancer personally. The main goal of this month is to raise funds for further research and for family support. Most of you have heard about the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge that is sweeping the nation, but now there's something new. People are literally taking a Every day, an average of 46 children are diagnosed with cancer, and an average of 7 children lose the battle. So Whipping Childhood Cancer is a challenge that gives you 46 hours to donate $7 to a pediatric cancer charity and take a pie to the face. You are supposed to post a video of it on any social media site with the hashtag Whipping Childhood Cancer and challenge 7 other people. If you don't take the pie to the face, you have to donate $46 to the charity of choice. This is a fun new way to raise money for a great cause. This has been Jordan Hunt reporting to you from News 30.
If you're interested and would like more information, including a list of charities to choose from, visit www.whippingchildhoodcancer.com.
As fall approaches and leaves begin to fall, there is an increased risk for wildfires. Deputy Fire Marshal of Shawnee, Rob Rusk, shares a few concerns about fire safety.
The fall, as everything starts to die off, there is a lot of concerns with leaves that fall, and if it's not quite as rainy this fall season as it has been this summer, we could have some pretty serious fire issues. If a grass fire does get to leaves and whatnot, it can just add to the spread of the fire.
It is recommended that residents keep their trees and bushes trimmed and fallen leaves disposed of to reduce the risk of fueling an existing fire. If you are planning to burn outside, make sure to have a permit to avoid a citation. Deputy Rusk encourages that residents test their smoke detectors with the fall season approaching.
If you regularly purchase tobacco products at CVS, you will have to begin looking elsewhere. As of September 2nd, Oklahoma CVS stores no longer sell tobacco products. Earlier this year, the pharmacy decided to fully commit to their image as a healthcare provider. They estimate their decision will result in a $2 billion loss in sales revenue. The decision makes them the first national pharmacy to cease tobacco sales. Additionally, to solidify their name as a healthcare company, the corporate name will change to CVS Health and Retail Stores. CVS hopes that major drugstore chains will follow in this move for change.
New seasons bring new vaccines to fight off the flu. At local pharmacies like Walgreens and CVS, you can walk in or schedule an appointment for a flu shot. CVS Caremark announced a campaign on August 31st to provide 100,000 free flu shots to the unemployed. The vaccines can be received at one-stop career centers, CVS pharmacies, or Minute clinics. Other local pharmacies, including Homelands and Eric's Pharmacy, offer flu shots and other vaccines for free. Walgreens can be located on 1427 North Harrison Street and 600 Shawnee Mall Drive, and CVS at 4500 West Kickapoo.
Reporter Nicole Smith took a look at the suicide prevention on Oklahoma Baptist University's campus.
In the corner of almost every building on the Oklahoma Baptist University campus is a small sticker that reads, National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, followed by the organization's contact information. We spoke with Dr. Rudbach, a professor at Oklahoma Baptist University and volunteer of 27 years for a branch of the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline known as Heartline 211 in Oklahoma City.
The purpose of a helpline is to talk to folks typically when they are in crisis. So typically people would call a suicide helpline when they're thinking about it, when something's happened, when they're really wanting to get some feedback right then and there as a potential way to help them stop and not do it.
According to statistics, college students are the #1 group at risk for suicide. We also spoke with Oklahoma Baptist University's Dean of Students about resources available to students on campus.
Working with our University Counseling Office, about 2 years ago we started an initiative called QPR. That's Question, Persuade, Refer. It's a nationally known suicide prevention technique, similar to CPR, which is for people that are struggling physically. QPR is people that are struggling emotionally, particularly those that are struggling with suicide ideation.
Signs that someone may be considering suicide include depression, abnormal behavior, and alienation.
One of the things that we tell folks when we do the training is that suicide is final. And while people may think that it's the last resort that they have, they can't think of anything else, the reality is there is always other options. But that particular option is about the most final you can possibly get.
Please remember that the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available 24 hours to anyone who needs help.
For more information, you can go to suicidepreventionlifeline.org or call 1-800-273-TALK. All calls are anonymous. Stories of the West Nile virus are enough to frighten anyone. The virus is carried by migratory birds that have been bit by mosquitoes. This can be harmful to animals and humans in Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, horse owners especially need to be alert. The first horse in Oklahoma with the virus was not severely affected, but veterinarian Dr. Michael L. Stewart of the Shawnee Animal Hospital shared with us that symptoms can be as simple as muscle twitching, while other serious cases can lead to paralysis. Dr. Stewart also shared symptoms and what animals can be affected by it.
Well,
the West
generally,
Nile
most
virus
people
has affected Oklahomans as well.
Any symptoms, and perhaps a lot of the horse and dog and other species like alpacas can get it also.
Say that, did they? You think?
No.
Okay. The West Nile virus has affected Oklahomans as well. 6 people have already suffered from the virus, most showing very few symptoms. Scotland may be joining America as a country, removing themselves from the United Kingdom. Even at the young age of 16, voters are making history, deciding if Scotland should remove themselves from the United Kingdom after 3 centuries.
Scotland has become a very independent and self-governing nation, but the question is, what would happen after the split? It will definitely change things, as the whole globe would feel the split between 2 very connected countries. The U.S. will remain watching to see the final results of a very historical election. Next up, Apple releases a new iPhone and more.
We'll be right back. 44 years after sacrificing his life for the sake of others, an Oklahoman was awarded the Medal of Honor this week. Army Specialist Donald Sloat from Coweta was awarded the medal by President Barack Obama posthumously after his acts of bravery in 1970.
This is
Today we honor 2 American soldiers for gallantry above and beyond the call of duty at each of those moments.
Who's speaking?
Start checking the price before pulling up to the pump. Prices vary by more than 51 cents within the city limits. On average, Oklahoma drivers have began seeing a decrease in the gas prices after this summer. Prices are slightly lower than the national average and significantly lower than Oklahoma prices this time last year. Now that we continue into fall, drivers can expect gas prices to continue to drop. News 30 reporter Jake Nelson is giving us a look into the debate of increasing minimum wage this week.
$7 an hour doesn't seem. But what if the person behind the counter is a middle-aged mother of 3? Well, now that changes a bit, doesn't it?
A federal appeal to raise minimum wage was negatively received by many governmental leaders in Oklahoma. I talked to a fast food employee on their thoughts of minimum wage and how they felt it will affect workers and the economy. They chose to remain anonymous.
Well, I know fast food restaurants, if they have to start paying their employees more money, they will raise their prices in order to make up for the losses. Some people who work at minimum wage will definitely get more excited about this. Possibly it might bring a positive feedback. People might start saving more, or they might start spending more. I feel that people who work at minimum wage will enjoy the raise, but I really don't think that it's going to do much difference.
I'm Jake Nelson, reporting for News 30.
Above all else, safety for their children is a parent's primary concern. This week is National Child Passenger Safety Week, and local law enforcement in Oklahoma and AAA are both encouraging families to keep their young ones safe. AAA of Oklahoma says that most injuries and fatalities of young children could have been avoided with the proper use of car seats and seatbelts. Troopers prompt parents to read about your child's safety seat and make sure it's appropriate for their children based on their height and weight restrictions. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration estimates that 3 out of 4 car seats are improperly placed. Highway Patrol encourages parents to contact AAA or OHP to check your child's safety seat and assist in installation if needed.
Last year, more than 15,000 Oklahomans reported incidents of fraud or identity theft. The technology nightmare continues to find new targets. Recent victims include users of photo application Snapchat, target customers, and celebrities with Apple products. Apple CEO Tim Cook believes hackers access accounts by employing phishing scams or by guessing security questions. Cybersecurity experts recommend creating difficult answers when security questions are required and keeping antivirus software up to date to reduce phishing attacks.
New Apple products are always surrounded by anticipation, and the iPhone 6 and Apple Watch are no exception. People in Oklahoma and across America were waiting in line to upgrade their phone on September 9th, but they might have been surprised to find a few changes in the new model. The phone is slimmer with a larger screen and has more pixels than earlier models. A new feature, Apple Pay, will allow users to make purchases with their iPhone. Apple Watch, with the first of its kind, will be introduced next year and is described by Apple CEO Tim Cook as the most personal device Apple has ever created.
Minecraft, with over 100 million downloads since its creation in 2009, will soon be a product of Microsoft. Microsoft announced this week that Mojang, and the Minecraft franchise would soon be acquired by the end of the year. Microsoft is paying $2.5 million for Mojang. Microsoft ranks first in PC gaming, Xbox Online gaming, and top paid app on Apple and Android products in the US. Additionally, Minecraft players are consistent with 90% of PC players being logged in the last 12 months. Microsoft plans on maintaining Minecraft and community as it contains the current community. The Mojang company should be completely acquired by the end of the year. Tomorrow, September 19th, Krispy Kreme donuts are having their Talk Like a Pirate Day. Anyone can go into a Krispy Kreme store and talk like a pirate to get one free original glazed donut.
If you want to take it a step further, you can dress in a full pirate attire to receive one free dozen original glazed donuts. Now, to be qualified in full pirate garb, you must have 3 or more items on.
You can wear an eye patch, pirate hat, pirate flag, bandana, peg leg, or even have a pirate on your shoulder. So remember to go in tomorrow and share to grab your free donut.
After the break, Tiami Cortez has our weather.
And Kylie Ann Parker will highlight events on Oklahoma Baptist University's campus. Stay with us.
Here's Tiami Cortez with your local weather.
It has been such a lovely sunny day today, and we'll be able to enjoy some of that great weather for this weekend. Slowly, our temperatures are dropping as summer ends and the fall season begins. Tomorrow, we'll be having a high of 89 with a low of 70 and sunny throughout the day. On Saturday, we'll continue with high temperatures with a high of 88 and a low of 69 and a 40% chance of rain and possible thunderstorms in the evening. Those thunderstorms will carry over on Sunday with a high of 86 and a low of 66 with a 30% chance of rain. Starting the week off on Monday, we'll be enjoying some great weather with a high of 85 and a low of 65 degrees. We're going to have a slight shift in weather for Tuesday, so be sure to have your umbrella around because there is a 50% chance of rain with a high of 82 and a low of 64. Lastly, Wednesday is going to be a great day for a day at the park or a day out with a high of 81 and a low of 64. As we can see, all the temperatures are staying at roughly highs of 80 degrees, and with just some chances of showers. For all you who have allergies, pay close attention to our pollen count for this weekend. Tonight, the trees and weed pollen are going to be high, and from now through Sunday, be cautious because it will be the weed pollen count that will be high throughout the weekend. So don't forget your umbrella, enjoy the lovely sun, and be careful of allergies. That's all for the weather this week. I'm Tiami Cortez. Back to you, Lindsay.
This past week, the Global Outreach Center hosted Go Week. It was filled with several events such as the Cultural Fest in the GC, where we had the opportunity to talk to Ryan Rhodes, who serves with the International Mission Board. Here's what he had to say about making the decision to go on a Go trip.
Sometimes you need to see what it's like before you can make that decision.
Applications for Go trips can be found on the OBU website. The deadline for applications is October 23rd. A lot of things like Go Week have already begun for students this semester at Oklahoma Baptist University. Kylie Ann Parker has more.
Kylie Ann Parker here for your Arts and Entertainment Update. Oklahoma Baptist University students just began school, but the events are in full swing.
Every year at Oklahoma Baptist University, the organization Campus Activities Board, or CAB, puts on 3 shows to showcase a variety of talents on the college campus. The first and most recent of the school year was Biggie. This year's theme was Backwoods Biggie, which displayed several acts by the MCs filling the auditorium with laughter. Additionally, there were musical performances of the Cup Song and Car Radio, which kept the audience amazed with the variety of talents at OBU. Here's what director Hannah Burnett had to say about Biggie.
I'm excited. I mean, I have like this like nostalgia in me right now of like, oh my word, I need to take in every moment because this is my senior year. But I'm excited that for the campus to be presented with Biggie and to see all. We couldn't do it honestly without the acts and the MCs because they are your entertainment. They are what entertain you.
CAB will be taking applications for new members after Freshman Follies. Here's Holly Edwards with more about the application process.
There's many ways, not just being in CAB, but you can participate in CAB events. So we host Biggie Freshman Follies, which is just for freshmen, which we'll have tryouts coming in the next upcoming weeks. We'll advertise out of Biggie as well. And then the other bigger show is Spring Affair, which is always in the spring, obviously. But then we also do smaller shows. We do the CAB ARA Banquet. It'll probably be different this year because it's not ARA anymore. But then we do Kerr Christmas. We do smaller shows like that, but then we host Twerp Week. And so there are a lot of things we do on campus, so you can involve yourself in that by just trying out for a show or doing Twerp Week where the woman asks out the guy and pays. But then you can always apply to join CAB as well, which those applications are out starting after Freshman Follies. And then students, freshman through senior, can apply to be in CAB.
Another display of talent can be found with OBU's theater department. On September 12th, 5 student playwrights displayed their work at the 2nd Annual New Works Festival to an audience that was given the opportunity to critique and comment each play. I met with seniors Julie Studsdale and Bethany McWilliams to describe their playwriting experience.
I wanted to definitely write a play that had meaning to me and kind of work out some of the things that I've been thinking about in my life, and so that's kind of how my play came to be.
Usually when I'm writing a play, I wrote mine, the one that is going to be in the festival this summer. I usually take something a theme that I want to start working with, maybe something that's been bothering me or something I find interesting or that touches me, and I try to develop characters that I think would be interesting.
The Shawnee community can look forward to more theater performances on November 6th through the 9th and 15th and 16th with Much Ado About Nothing, Radium Girls on March 17th through the 29th, and finally the Glass Menagerie on May 1st through the 3rd.
That's all for Arts Entertainment this week. Kylie and Parker reporting for News 30.
Let's hear from Abby Click about what's happening in football this week.
Increasing controversy in the NFL spreads about domestic violence and sexual assault. To assure that issues like the Ray Rice and Adrian Peterson cases are dealt with properly, the NFL has made a push for change. To combat this issue, 4 women will be assisting the NFL as they shape their policy. The group includes 3 women serving as senior advisors due to their knowledge about domestic violence. The NFL's current Vice President of Community Affairs and Philanthropy will take on the newly created role of Vice President of Social Responsibility. The role will include developing education training and support programs in relation to domestic violence, sexual assault, and matters of respect. OBU starts season fighting fiercely and racking up 2 major wins on the road. The Bison kicked off their 2014 campaign against Southwestern College and came home with a 47-17 victory. OBU completed with Week 2 with a massive win 62-37 over the University of St. Mary's. The Bison showed up to play during their home season opener. OBU took a strong lead and finished the game with a 59-7 win over Missouri Baptist College. We spoke with Coach Jensen about the hopes for this season.
Obviously you want to win every game you play, but there's something more important than that. For us at our university and in our program, we want our kids to learn what it means to be a real man and develop those qualities and characters.
Well, that's it for News 30. You can join us next Thursday at 6:30 p.m.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.